Hello everyone, Rashi here, and well, it is now Pride Month, so I believe it has become a tradition at this point, but every manga review of this month will be um, LGBTQ series. Unlike the other years, I might not be doing only Yuri because there is a specific series that I discovered last year that is very much LGBTQ, but not Yuri, that I actually liked a lot. So do expect a couple of LGBTQ, non-Yuri LGBT series at least once this month. But today is about Yuri, of course, and it is what was once my favorite Yuri of all times. And although I still think of it as my top three, I am not sure if I would call it my favorite anymore. Not because I've grown tired of that series, far from it. It's just because I start to enjoy other series more than I used to. And today's review is going to be about Tadakoro-san Volume 4, which is sadly the last volume of this rather short series. Um, the first three volumes of Tadakoro-san were especially good, were really good, especially Volume 2. Volume 2 was probably my favorite of the series. Um, Volume 3 is where I think the series start to get less interesting. Still really good. I would probably give Volume 3 at least 9.5 out of 10. Um, but the reason why I didn't like it as much is although although Volume 4, especially Volume 3 a bit less, but Volume 4 especially, um, although it's still very much a Yuri. You see a lot of scene where Tadakoro and her girlfriend are like hugging, kissing, holding hands, like stuff that lovers would do. I think the second half of Volume 4 and a good chunk, a second half of Volume 3, the second half of Volume 3 and a good chunk of Volume 4 focuses on Tadakoro only. um, I guess it's fine. It would have been fine if the series was a series that had more than four volumes, because obviously you would need some scenes to develop one character and then some scenes to develop the other character. So I would understand that there are some like arc that focus more on one character than the other. But when a series has only four volumes, I feel like you shouldn't have too much time, too much like time focusing on a single character's development. Uh, Tadakoro has a lot of development in the series, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to deny it, but I think um, it's at the cost of um, Sakurako not having Nikaido, sorry, Sakurako is her first name, Nikaido. I think it's at the cost of Nikaido basically not getting any development outside of her getting increasingly horny. Uh, and yes, it is a thing. You can see that as early as Volume 1, she's not, Nikaido is not just in love with Tadakoro, but she's actually increasingly horny for her. And if you read the Doujinshi, which is follow basically the same stories as this, but goes literally a couple hours further into it, um, yeah, it gets pretty nuts for work, to say the least. Uh, but another thing that I didn't like is exactly related to what I just said. This the manga is basically just kind of a retelling of the original doujinshi, but it cuts the final scene, which in itself was already a pretty underwhelming ending. I mean, The the end the ending of the original doujinshi was basically Tadakoro going to Nikaido's house, and they for a sleepover, and they like end up sleeping together, if you see what I mean, and it ends like that, which is again kind of underwhelming to end the series with that. But this volume actually ends before they even get to Nikaido's house, which is satisfactory in the sense that it is a happy ending. So I'm not going to complain on that, but it is underwhelming. Um, there's also like a couple minor thing that happened in the earlier volume that are obviously concluded in this, but I feel like it's concluded way too fast. So basically, it's an Tadakoro-san was an excellent Yuri, still one of my favorite, but I really feel like it should have been at least 5 or 6 volumes instead of just four. So I'm going to give Tadakoro-san Volume 4 a 8.5 out of 10. Um, Something that I will say, however, is that it has my second favorite cover of the series. My favorite cover was Volume 1, but this is a very close second. So I really like. Actually, for Volume 2 and 3, I wasn't much of a fan of the cover. I thought they looked way worse than the like overall art style within the manga. As for the availability, I believe I got this one sometime last year. So let's see on Imaginaire. Just let you know that the um, the manga is actually not available in English officially. If you want like an official English version of that series, you would need to get the doujinshi, which is available digitally but not physically, as far as I know. So you will actually, if you want it in English, you will actually get the more complete. But like the original story, which um, was probably a little worse in terms of like art style quality, but probably more satisfying to read than the manga. So it's 14.95 in French for volume 4. And there's apparently only one copy, and I'm actually don't feel like uh, checking on Indigo, which I would be doing usually, but yeah. So um, I'm going to be more active this month. Has nothing to do with me having rested for the second half of April. I actually do have a bunch of mostly Yuri related video planned for this month. There's a good chance that I'm going to do most of them early, like in the first half of the month, and then just take it easy for the second half. But we'll see. Contrary to what I said on my last video, I will likely do a review uh, every week. That means I would be doing 5 Yuri or basically LGBTQ manga review this month. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.